Okay, here we are. This is my post-market wrap-up on this lovely day. Very lovely. And we're going to talk about why in a moment here. Wednesday, June 26, 2019. Let's start off with the basics. All in all, stocks did nothing today. We finished at the flat line. Although, crude oil put on about 2.5%. Gasoline went up. Bitcoin is almost $14,000 now. All right. Look, we got absolutely hideous economic news this morning. Our economy is deteriorating very rapidly. So, what's so lovely? Well, no matter what happens, you and I know what to do. People, I can't stress this enough to you, and I don't care what you might hear, where you might hear it, or even what you might think. That's the truth. World central banks are going to light up. They are going nuclear starting July. All of them in unison to keep this propped up. And let me say this too. I want you to be ready for something. A lot is riding on this G20. Okay. We're hearing little stories getting floated out here with regard to the US-China trade deal that is nowhere to be seen. Although we've been hearing about, again, how easy it is to win the trade war, how we're taking in billions in tariffs, which is an absolute off the Richter scale, in-our-face lie like you cannot possibly believe. It's the truth. China's not even paying the tariffs. You know that. The importers and exporters pay the tariffs. They pass on those costs to you and I. So forget the nonsense. It's just too much for me to deal with. I've outlined this at length. But without a deal soon, if something good, let's put it this way, even if we don't get a deal, which is not going to happen this week, if they don't try to start spinning this big time again, and we'll see how the market buys it, stocks are not going to like more of the same rhetoric. Oh, it's tremendous and stupendous and fantastic, but we still don't have a deal. The stock market will take a hit. That's why I am saying be ready now, because I know how twisted this is going to get. I am not saying this is a market crash or even a market top. All I am saying is the market's going to take a hit until world central banks step in and start buying everything in sight. That's what they're going to do. We haven't seen anything yet. Mark my words, with the explosion of debt that is coming our way. That's going to be borne on your back and mine and your children's, and children who haven't even been born yet. They have no choice. So again, what's so lovely is we know exactly what to do. Bet against the debt. Become your own central bank. Let them play their games with the derivatives regarding gold and silver. Let them do it. Laugh every time you see gold and silver prices going lower. Just laugh about it. That's what I do. And you should use these as buying opportunities because, again, we know what they're going to do. They have no choice. No matter how you want to look at it, they have no choice. Let me say this, too. We're already in a currency war. We've been in it for a while, but we haven't seen anything yet. We're going to see a massive currency devaluation coming as the Federal Reserve steps in with more quantitative easing. It's coming. Okay, the groundwork is there. So you can understand what I've been explaining to you. The distortions between what's happening on the ground in our economy, which is literally done. It's failed. Our economy is failed. It's a failed state. Stocks will continue higher because, again, the Fed is not just the buyer of last resort, they are the lender of last resort as well. All world central banks are going to do the same thing, and every single world leader is going to play right into it, making sure that their central bank gets stronger. Understand? And I've explained this to you before, and I know most of you get it, but there's a faction out there who just doesn't get it, and you can't convince them of anything else. But the more debt world central banks issue to the world, the stronger they become. Their product is debt. If you sold chewing gum, okay, and your product was chewing gum and more people were buying chewing gum, you would get richer off of it. The same thing. These central banks issue debt. The more debt they can issue, the stronger they become. This is why every world leader, including President Donald Trump, is allowing their central bank to do exactly what ours is doing. Inflate, inflate, and inflate, and inflate. This is just going to end very badly for one group of people, and one group of people only. That is the middle class. The people at the lower rung, they already can't do any worse. The people at the upper end of society, they're going to benefit greatly as the two-tier society continues to manifest itself. That's how it's going to play out. The middle class has been under direct attack for a long, long time. There is almost no middle class left anymore. Sadly, it's the truth. But again, it's the boiling frog. The people are being fist-fed how great everything is. Our economy is booming, but we need big rate cuts. We actually need more quantitative easing too. So they don't see it. People are not able to put that together. Wait a minute. Why do we need this if our economy is so strong? What's going on here? Why do we even need a trade deal if we're taking in billions from China? Why don't we just leave it that way? Because it's not true either. We can't get the truth from anyone. And it's not just our president here. He cannot level with you. He has got to lie and then lie worse. The bigger the lie becomes, the easier it is for people to swallow. Some kind of a weird paradigm, but it's the truth. Anyway, so the premise of this video, be ready. If nothing comes out of this G20 smelling like a rose at all, and I don't believe that's going to happen, the stocks are going to take a hit. In my opinion, that would more than likely be a buying opportunity. I'm not saying we should short this market yet. I just believe sincerely that World Central Bank is going to keep propping it up, at least through the election, because that's the only thing people focus on. The average guy, the average girl thinks if stocks are higher, the economy is doing great. Nothing could be further from the truth. Anyway, with that said, we know exactly what to do. It just cannot be more simple to me. For my lions out here, I entered one trade today early on. Not an easy day to trade. Not a lot of volatility here. It was a successful trade. I've been very successful lately as a day trader. I think I've had one loss in the last bunch, so I'm not complaining. But I would like to, if you can get one good day trade in per day, that's probably enough, depending on how much cash you're allocating to one trade. Me, I probably do, admittedly, allocate more funds to a single trade than most people do. But even without a large amount of trading capital, you can still do good here. It's the truth. With that said, I will see all of you tomorrow. It's going to be fun, lovely, and just beautiful. See you in the morning.